Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Catalyzing the Future. My name is Todd Nielsen. I'm one of the volunteer organizers for the Catalyzing the Future series of events. And we just had our last event on September the 30th, and we have another series of events, a day of training, coming up on December the 9th. And as part of that, I am excited to welcome Deb Watring-Ellis, who is with an organization called Mental Health Innovations, MHI. And they have been a great friend to the event with their We Care product. They've been a supporter for the Catalyzing the Future events. Deb, welcome. It's great to see you again.
It's terrific to see you again too, Todd.
Deb, I know for the September 30th event, we had Stefan Grenier, who's one of the founders for MHI, as one of our panel participants, and we're excited this time that you're going to be able to be one of the workshop presenters for that day of workshops on December the 9th. You're going to be talking about improving team mental health by re-engineering performance management. Can you give us a little taste of what that's about? So if someone's curious if it's the right kind of thing for them to attend, that they know what they would sort of know what the content is going to look like?
Sure. Yeah, what a mouthful. I've questioned the naming of this workshop, whether the focus should be on team mental health or whether it should be on re-engineering performance management. I sort of land in a place where I was trying to shorten it and make it not be such a mouthful. And it's reminiscent of the old saying about beating weapons into plowshares. and the reason I'm saying that, I still haven't got it named properly, but I'm a leader, a business leader for many, many years. And for many recent years, I've done leadership development, leadership training. And so I've spent a lot of time around performance management and managing my own employees and then teaching other leaders how to implement performance management. And what my experience tells me is that performance management is it's meant to help get individual performance contributing to the organizational performance. And that's what it's all about. And my real experience is in the real world, performance management is actually often creating more damage than good. And what I mean by that is when you talk performance management to employees, the stress levels immediately rise. They discount the program altogether because it's a bunch of hooey. And so I believed in doing performance management the way I was teaching people to do it for a long time. And then I finally recognized the fact that the way it's being done isn't always helpful. So this workshop is to take a different way of looking at how to do performance management in a more constructive way.
Yeah, one of the things that stood out for me as I was looking through the descriptions of the different training events was the way that you had kind of, introduced, the topic with a couple of questions. Have you ever felt invisible? And have you ever been the one who turned away? Those are powerful questions, and I think ones that organizations need to be asking themselves all the time.
Well, for certain, as a leader, I had to do a lot of soul searching and self-examination because I thought I was doing the right thing. And I didn't twig when I had people sitting in my office crying in their performance reviews that maybe I was a contributor to why that was happening. And so performance management programs they've got the right components. I mean, it's simple. Performance management is about clear definition of expectations. It's about providing constructive feedback and evaluation, and it's about communication. And if that's done well, then it can help. Those are the elements that are necessary to support the whole person of employees and helping them give their best performance to the organization. Unfortunately, the way performance management is done in a lot of organizations, it's something that happens once a year. It's a hammer that sort of is a punishment. It creates stress because I don't know if my job's on the line. Am I going to get my bonus? Am I going to get fired? And so that's what people relate to performance management. So I now believe that when you look at what's going on in the world today and all of the stress that's created by the pandemic, what human beings need is we need to feel safe and secure, and structure creates that for us. And many of us right now are feeling more insecure and more fearful and more scared than we've ever felt because of the consequences of the pandemic. So I think this is an ideal time to look at performance management and look at those 3 tools: clear expectations, regular and constructive feedback, good communications, trusting communications. Those are the tools that leaders can use to support people, make them feel more safe and secure so that they can give the company their best.
Those will definitely be powerful tools in the toolbox for any organization that sends somebody to this training session. So who would you recommend would need to attend the workshop to be able to get a good value and be able to put these things into practice?
I specifically have designed the workshop to speak to people who are responsible for leading others. And so any kind of, I don't like the word manager, but some organizations use that. Anyone who's responsible for leading, supporting, managing other team members and to perform and make their own contributions.
Fantastic. And then some of the outcomes that you had stated in the listing for this included recognizing how mental health is impacting the performance of your team, identifying common signs that someone is in distress, formulating performance objectives that are truly achievable and realistic. These are all about just really listening and paying attention to what your employees need and giving them that structure and setting expectations, it sounds like.
It is, and there's some in the workshop, a lot of leaders may have already had training on how to do the process of performance management and objectives. There's commonly accepted methodologies for doing that, how to set measurable objectives, how to check in and so on. I'm going to quickly review some of those techniques. If leaders haven't already been taught how to do it, you're going to get exposed to some techniques for setting goals and giving feedback. But the other thing is, this is not it's 90 minutes. I don't have a lot to teach people. What I do want to do is create an environment where we can all discover for ourselves the best way to implement these concepts. And so we'll quickly review a couple of models and techniques, but I really want to go into discussion and sharing of different persons' experiences and perspectives so that we can learn from each other and discover within ourselves what we can do to do a better job of leading our teams.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good, practical 90-minute discussion and opportunity for people to think about ways that they can take those lessons back to their organizations and create a better environment for their employees. So
that's certainly the goal.
So we're looking forward to it. Deb, thank you so much for joining me for this, and we will see you on the day of training on December the 9th. Catalyzingthefuture.com is where you can go to get some further details for this, or the event listing link is directly below here in the comments. Deb, good to see you again.
All right, thanks, Todd.